So the purpose of this video is to demonstrate the taping in of an IV catheter. Right now I'm simply placing the IV catheter into the patient. And this first catheter that I'm going to tape would be as if this was a surgical catheter. So this is a catheter that's only going to stay in place for the duration of the surgery and then is going to be removed. We're going to place one piece of tape at the base of the hub to secure it. Another pre-ripped piece of tape underneath the catheter to anchor it into place. And a third piece over both, once again securing, leaving enough room at the top that we connect our IV line. Once the IV tubing is securely fastened, a last piece of tape can secure the line so that we have easy access to the injectable port, and so that the loop isn't beyond the patient's toes. And that's how we're going to tape in for a surgical catheter. I now want to demonstrate how to tape in a medical catheter. So this is going to be a catheter that we place and might stay in place for up to 3 days. The difference between the two is that obviously this one needs to be more secure because it needs to stay there for a longer period of time with the animal moving about more. The first few pieces of tape will be the same. So your small piece of tape at the base of the hub, another larger piece of tape pre-ripped that goes underneath to seat and hold the first in place. And your last over top of both. So those steps are the same to this point. I'm putting a tab in here. A tab can certainly be put in your surgical catheter as well. But just because it's going to stay in place longer, we want it to come out easier in the end of a few days. We're going to connect our line in the exact same way and secure it in place. The difference starts here. With a medical catheter, we're going to add some bandage material to help secure this and keep it clean. My preference is to let the IV tubing hang out of our catheter so we can observe if there's been any kinks or if there's any black flow of blood going into our line. Always starting at the toes, working our way up, and the same thing with our vet wrap. Again, personal preference is to leave the toes out of our bandage. That way, if there's been any swelling in the limb, we can observe the toes and see that they're swollen. The last step, once the bandage has been in place, to take your IV tubing and again secure it so you have easy access to your port and so that it doesn't go past the toes, so the patient isn't going to get caught up in the line at all. And that's how we're going to tape in our medical catheter.